operational changes. Dylan, I don't know if there's anything in particular you want to highlight or just.
No, I think everything is pretty straightforward.
Great. I'm happy to take questions on the sewer budget or go into more detail in particular areas if anybody would like.
Well, let's see here. You're not gonna need to say anything on grants and any of that stuff.
Just if anyone is curious, there is on the grant side, grant capital side, the detail associated with the resiliency project and the Old Harbor pump stations. That's a, I believe, $500,000 grant, $500,000 program, 50% paid for by the DEM grant. That'll be underway next year.
Good. No need to amend the posted budget. So let's make a motion to adopt the school budget fiscal 2022 as presented.
I second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Need 7.
No, you need 4 of the 7, but either way.
Cool.
Unanimous at 7.
We've adopted motion to set schedule of sewer fees and charges effective July 1st for the purpose of funding the sewer budget. I vote that we change the schedule of sewer fees and charges as presented. I vote yes.
I'll
Second.
yes.
And this is a motion, this is a vote of
The
the
commission.
board. Okay. Yep, board committee.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Unanimous. And I make a motion to adjourn the sewer district's annual financial meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Done.
Okay. So I'm gonna call the New Shore Water Commission and the financial meeting together at 4:15 today. And for the purpose of adoption of the New Shore Water Commission fiscal year 2022. And presentation of that.
So again, you have a pretty detailed narrative of both the revenues and the expenditures of the water budget. But the highlights, particularly on the revenue side, starting with the user fees, we are looking at a significant increase in the proposed user fee revenue. Again, that's partially driven by flows, partially driven by the lower baseline in the current year, and then a proposed 2.5% increase in the user fees for fiscal year 22. There is also a proposed increase in the customer infrastructure tax, and this is designed to recapture some of the costs associated with long-term capital projects. In this case, it's bringing online the High Street water main replacement. And so you do have an increase there. And then the other line that has a more material increase is the fire protection, where you're looking at 10% increase in the fire protection and sprinkler charges.
Any questions on the budgetary figure?
Amy, just so we're clear and the record is clear, that customer infrastructure tax is what used to be known as the customer charge?
That's true, yes.
Okay. And so the bullying and infrastructure tax.
Yes, the label now more appropriately reflects the intent and goal of that charge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions?
Okay. A motion will be in order to adopt the water budget fiscal year 2022 as presented with no amendments. All in favor?
Second? You need a second.
Second. Is this a?
No, this is everybody.
This is everyone's
Oh,
vote.
We're voting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness, we did.
Okay, it passes. All right. Now, motion would be in order to set the schedule of water fees and charges effective July 1st for the purposes of funding the water budget. As presented, any changes in it will be put together on the budget overall. We need I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Okay. Motion passes.
Unanimous.
See you, Joe.
Thank
Thank you guys, thanks for voting.
Okay, and a motion will be in order to adjourn the Water District Annual Financial Meeting.
Motion adjourned.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Hey, thank you, everyone.
All right, here we go. Call the joint meeting to order for water and sewer, Monday, June 21st at 4:21. Anyway, item 1 is discussion potential action regarding approval of minutes of May 11th, 2021.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of okay, May 17th, joint meeting.
Second,
All those in favor? Done. And last but not least, make a motion that we approve the minutes of the joint meeting and, I'm sorry, the May 20th, 2021 special water.
second,
All those in favor? Aye. All right, sewer district, discussion, and potential action regarding sewer district reserve policy.
So this is the annual adoption and renewal of the reserve policy, which is presented in your packet. There is one proposed addition to the capital replacement reserve program, which is to set aside an additional 5% related to the pump station and force main upgrades, and that's been reflected in the proposed reserve levels that were part of your budget packet, and it's something we've been talking about throughout the process. So that additional set aside for that capital replacement is included in this year's reserve policy adoption.
Okay. We need to make a motion to adopt that, David?
We typically do.
We typically do.
Yeah, we typically do.
All right, but I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the sewer district reserve policy as presented.
second,
All those in favor? Let's see, discussion of potential action regarding the awarding of the 2021-2023 sludge removal container service contract. Looks like we got one bid from NTG, $1,590 per trip. I make a motion that we accept the bid, $1,590 per trip.
second,
Plus the cost of the water. Which will be 450. That's
So the
subject
next
to
reading,
change,
please.
you have a better idea. That's what they want.
No, I don't know that for a fact. Anyway, motion made and seconded. All those in favor? Done. So how much additional annually does that cost us?
450 per trip, so 5, 10, it's 5, you're gonna look close to $10,000. About 20 trips, about $500.
Oh, boy. Is as it is. All right, discussion of potential action regarding I'd like to address the.
I will say, a party for the town as quoted or presented or proposed from Robert Brown Septic.
I believe so.
He's had it for quite some time. He does not want to take the contract, so I have opted to pump out the potties for the duration of the season, discuss how we're going to move forward in the future, but we need to establish a fee for that service. My thoughts are that if Robbie was at 75, the inclusion of that was the cleaning of the porta-john and the toilet paper as well, so materials as well. The town, I would like to say, is providing, I allege that's a sewer commission policy in which where you want to go with what the fee structure is. Again, Robbie's was around 75, but he provided all the materials.
Provided the toilet paper, all that stuff.
That's correct. The requirement is going to be 3 times per week. Takes me about an hour doing all of them, an hour and a half, give or take.
You know, one down the neck.
I even got the one down the neck.
Did they relocate the one down the neck?
They actually cleared a path. And so I'm able to pull a 100-foot hose and just suck it out. So I'm able to access it. And I went there today, not a problem. If there's a rain event, I will have to tell the art area. I don't want to get stuck, but so far so good.
These are porta potties?
These are porta johns, yes.
And where is it on the net?
Mansion Beach.
Is that new?
It is not new,
Has it?
2 years old.
2 years old.
I just never see it.
And it's temporary. It'll be replaced by a permanent structure. But yeah, it's been there for 2 years to see if it would be used appropriately.
Sure.
The other structure will still have to be pumped out though.
Yeah.
Right, but it'll be more of a septic tank, which is fine. And again, if the town needs aid in that capacity, we can move forward in that direction. But, you know, let's take it as it comes.
Any recommendations?
My recommendations, I would say at a base rate of at least 50 per potty is fair.
Well, I don't think we should do it for less than the town.
75.
Takes you time
Yeah,
and
it's true.
wear and tear on you and the equipment. And
Understood.
the IME is 20 some odd years old,
No, it's true.
and it's going to need to be replaced. And this money will be handy to replace it.
Okay.
And, I mean, I'd like to see it be 100 if you ask me. And again, I always err on the side of charging enough versus not enough. I guess if you're comfortable with 75 bucks a whack, then okay with it. Sure, at the end of the day, you're the guy doing it. You guys,
I'm fine with doing it.
okay with you?
Oh, yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
I'll second it. All of them.
Aye. 75.
75.
Discussion potential action regarding resiliency upgrades, Old Harbor pump station.
Yeah, so, it's actually supposed to be, OA1 and OA2. I just wanted to bring, the pump stations are going to look like. We're going to have some, discourse on what they look like, and because of what they look like, considering the past issues that
They
happened.
are ugly.
That's, one of the issues. So
I thought we
There
were
we are.
gonna do that.
I have made a request to Jim to show something more in line with the Old Harbor pump station that has basically a structure on it,
Some windows.
some windows, it
Flower
looks
boxes.
appropriate. So I would like, if amenable to the Sewer Commission, to go back to Jim with that.
Absolutely. Those are
Yeah.
ugly. There's no coffer to look like that. So I'd like to make a motion to send Jim back to the drawing board, to give us something that's a little more aesthetically pleasing. The ones that we have are ugly enough, other than, of course, the one OA1 is beautiful. Good job. But,
It helps.
huh?
It helps.
Or just needs monkeys on the vines.
talked to Jim about this, and there is some gray area, but I believe we do, right? Oh, you're not.
I am saying yes, but you're looking at him.
I was just curious,
I
because
believe,
that's not gonna pass historic, that's all.
well, that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't pass our muster.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
before we
saying.
take it to the
Yeah.
store.
Right.
So then
We'll have to review that about whether,
Public structures
utilities
fall
are
under
exempt.
historic district.
yeah.
Right, Jim seems to think they are, but we need to clarify that.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming the
it
original-
varies widely, and I'll just check
Okay.
what it was
Those are ugly.
before we.
And you know
before we
what,
go
and we
anywhere.
stood there, I stood there with Jim on a number of occasions, well, let's say more than one, and discussed what they would look like and how they would look, and these are completely 180 degrees off from what we talked about.
That is correct. And he needs to understand, we want to see a structure more in line with what we're talking about. And that's what I want to go back to. So,
Absolutely.
okay.
Okay. Discussion and potential action regarding Highview Lane project and payment.
Yes, okay. Any questions? Okay, Highview Lane, I just want to give a brief update that, so the installation of the sewer connection manhole and on High Street to Highview Lane, sewer manhole to on Highview Lane. A trench, the second time we attempted to dig in the trench was after a rain event, and and there was also a significant amount of water from a homeowner that had ended up in the trench. Plus, we were contending with the fact that, which was unbeknownst to us, that the beach real estate had already rented out some of the houses on that. So in consideration, well, my primary priority or focus was to not, I guess, create an obstacle for Christine Monte get out of her house. And obviously in relation to time. I was hoping that I would have a better report in that it would be complete, but considering the contractor scheduling and such, we were not able to meet that that deadline. So it'll have to be revisited in the fall. There is still question of ownership of the line between the town and as it was found to be the easement was provided by the original owner to the town of New Shore. So we need
Comments on that,
to,
Dave?
and I'm gonna have to defer to David on that for future meetings as we discuss the payment and who owns the line.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the forum to get into it, but we have our opinions, and they may not. That may take some working with the town, believe it or not.
See, people are haggling that on that.
Right,
Well, we have,
About 122 private lines.
so we've got a lot to discuss.
we
I
do.
mean, we need to sit down with the town and the council. I don't know how that would work, David. I would probably leave that up to you and Kathy Moreau on what kind of a forum we would need to do that. We need kind of I think an open forum where we can talk about where all that should lie. My opinion, of course, is it should all lie in the sewer. Because if it overflows, or we have a problem with any of those lines, we're not gonna call, go to Reuter, we're gonna call Dylan and us to try to rectify that. So I think that we need to come up with a strategy on how to handle all those private lines. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-minute meeting. And we need to look at the history of them, if they're paying, how they're paying. And so it's going to require some work, some research to try to figure out where all these things lie. And it's not going to happen now, budget season. So I think that we'll look at it in the fall and the winter and we'll figure out what to do, and hopefully maybe October-ish.
In time for our joint meeting that we do annually anyway, that would be a good
Maybe
time.
a good time.
Yeah, and staff meanwhile can.
But I like to sort of brush over it and create a first pass at it. And I don't know how you want to handle it.
I would say Dylan and I should probably work December timeframe.
Well, we ought to look at it.
Yeah.
And talk about it. You know, Amy sits in our meetings and so forth and so on from a finance thing and figure out. She usually has some pretty good perspective on things like that. And so we take a first pass at it and then get it over to finance. So she has a chance to look at it. And then maybe we can even have a sort of maybe a special meeting where we go into executive session based on probable litigation over this. And I'd like to see us talk about it and about newspaper.
Sure. Yeah. No, there would be all kinds of potential litigation wrapped around it, so that would
I
qualify.
think that's a fair thing.
We could do that as well.
Cool.
With when?
Any more going on that? No. Thank you. Discussion potential action regarding sewer financials and age.
EJ looks good.
The aging looks good. The aging looks good. The financials look pretty good too.
All of us should be sounding good.
It does.
Any questions specific about that? Anybody have anything? We're gonna move on. and talk about sewer operations.
Primarily our decision to receive concentrate flow to the plant in Block Island to see how we're responding to it. And flows have been significantly higher, but our treatment has remained at a 99%. So far, so good. I feel really good about it. We're going to move into the summer. We're going to see higher flows, but the treatment capacity is running fine. And
How much are we billing the water company for this?
It's in the budget.
I was just
45.
kidding. I was just kidding. Don't get all defensive.
That's okay.
But I was thinking with the MTG stuff, I was thinking that you'll get a nice revenue stream from us to pay for that.
Yeah, so at the very least, I just wanted to mention that because it's an unknown. And as we move through the busy season of the high impact months, I just want to keep everyone posted on where we're at. But we're still seeing, like I said, 99% reduction, 90 biochemical oxygen demand. I'd also like to highlight that the grant work for Old Harbor Pump Station project, level 2 clearance resolution submittal, that Jim Jeremy as engineering consultant, and the other day I added Amy as a finance consultant so far.
I have a question on that, on the handling of the water company. Is that going to cut down on the amount of maintenance that we have to do in order for the iron removal and that kind of thing, like,
Not the outflow.
the outflow?
Yeah.
That's cut down on that, right?
It's gonna stop.
So, no more plumes.
That's the whole, that's the point.
So this is a good thing.
It is a good thing.
DEM loves
As
this.
long as we.
Everybody
We
wants
did a
it.
14-year, there's some shortcomings, but, you know,
It's just works. It saves you money, it saves us money.
it doesn't save us money.
But it saves some stress, and, it's never worth it.
Didn't you have participate in some of the, in paying to clean some of
Yeah.
that mess up?
Oh, yeah, we
It's
did,
there all night.
yeah, we did a whole spreadsheet
Sure.
where there was some savings and there's some costs, so the savings on the cleaning, the testing, we did a whole spreadsheet. and
More chemicals probably.
We're seeing more chemical use. We are. That's going to happen with the higher flow.
It's,
But I will say this, at the very least, the concentration of the influent water is nowhere near anything like the boat pump outs or any raw influence.
Sure.
It's very clean. It's got very low BOD, very low TSSs. So it's really, actually, it's helping our process immensely. diluting that extra concentrated in ammonia. And it's helping it. So far so good.
Cool. It's budgeted for 56,000 for revenue.
Cool. Nice.
Yep.
See how it goes.
And then, yeah, it's just, I guess, the final thought on the Old Harbor Pump Station project. And I just wanted to mention, I put Amy on as a financial consultant for that, waiting to see the email confirmation, but you should receive that. I put your email,
Okay,
so
I'll keep an eye out.
I should get an email confirmation as well. But that's moving forward, and I did meet with the USDA folks, and we walked through the pump station, and it was better for them because they were able to kind of see how that money is going to be spent. So it was a good meeting.
You didn't show them the pictures of those things.
I didn't. No, that's not what we want.
They would have revolted funding.
And stuff, so they're out here for me and.
Yeah. It worked. So other than that, yeah, I think that's, I took the grade 3. I passed that. That was good. I'm very stoked about that. It was a very challenging test. It puts me at I guess, more of a comparable area to my peers as far as superintendents go. Most of the superintendents in Rhode Island are grade 3 or grade 4. So us being out here on Block Island, it was simply to just be on par. I went on my own accord and just to see if I could do it. I called Pete, and I got a good grade and I passed. So.
And we're gonna pay for it. Well, we ought to pay for it.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Oh, no, we ought to pay for it. Submit it to, and if you want me to sign it, and I will, but
It was $10 in a hotel room.
whatever it was,
You know.
whatever it was, it should be paid for.
I appreciate that.
Other
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's up to you.
That may be in hand.
Item 9, discussion of potential action regarding the water district reserve policy.
So the actual written policy for the water is parallel to the sewer. The distinction again is that carve out that we're doing for additional capital replacement reserve, which in the case of the water company is a set aside for the water main project. And that will probably fall off next year as all the expenses for that project wind through. But at this point, we want to maintain that because we're still collecting revenue and paying expenses for that project.
We have to adopt
Yes.
So I will make a motion to adopt the reserve policy. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, discussion of potential action regarding outdoor water restrictions.
So it's on the agenda, I'm not, I'm not saying I'm doing anything. It's been very dry. We are, already seeing record numbers in June. And, there's 2 goals of this agenda item. One is a bit of a PSA. I wish the paper was here, they're not. But a little PSA, our largest customer this month was someone who watered a lot. And the meter went through 77,000 gallons through an automated system. A cautionary tale for people who have automated watering, goes through a lot, but it goes to show you that outdoor watering can use a lot of water very quickly without maybe the homeowner knowing until they get the bill. Now, it's dry, there's a lot of people watering, I understand. Just a cautionary tale about your bill, conservation, that whole bit. And a PSA about outdoor watering that I wish was coming in the paper, like I said.
They might be on here electronically.
They might be. I'd like just a cautionary tale that outdoor watering uses a lot of water. The next part of this agenda item is if I see fit and I can't keep up with things on the weekends, what kind of authorizations or protocols are there for me to say, all right, between Friday night and Monday morning or Sunday night, is there any way we can, you know, if I try uncle and say, hey, we can't keep up with that, then where does that go? I know going back to the plant before we got RO and they're having trouble keeping up the flow, that this happened before. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I just want to be prepared. I'm looking forward. I'm seeing what's happening now. And I'm going, geez, this is a lot of water for June. So I'm being prepared. I'm trying to be a step ahead. I'm not saying I'm going to do it at all.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
What is, what is the mainland do?
The mainland currently, like I know, I spoke with Jim about this. North Kingstown does it every June 1st. Jim is an odd and an even, and it's every other day. And you know, he's an even.
Had to be done at night.
I don't know.
Where I lived in North Kingstown, our watering systems had to be set. It's like between 11 at night and daybreak in the morning. And we were allowed to water for an hour. But at the same time, we had to water because they wanted our grass to be green and not longer than 1.5 inches. And I mean, I'm just telling you.
That sounds like an HOA thing.
It was crazy. I mean, they actually came around and measured it.
That sounds like an HOA thing, not a town thing.
Listen, City of Lawrence does it too, so just,
Oh, really?
just
That
tell
was
them.
the town for sure.
I personally think you should write a policy for the policy stuff about that. If we need to implement it, we implement it. We're ready to go.
I did a lot of thinking about this, and I was like, odd even. I know Kingston's on it, you know, Narragansett's on outdoor watering restrictions, similar thing, odd and even. I don't care about odd and even. I care about the weekend. I can handle the weekdays, you know, when I heads back, but those peak weekends, I did a lot of thinking. I'm like, well, what does it help me if it's odd and even or whatever? It's Friday night through Monday morning is the only thing I really care about. Then we can get back to business as usual. But like I said, I'm not going to do this until there's like 2 days where I'm just losing ground and I'm running full bore and I can't, you know, it's not going to happen until I see fit when I can't keep up with normal.
Regardless, I think we should come up with a policy, and it doesn't have to be like the minimum, it can be okay from Friday at 6 a.m. through Monday morning at 6 a.m. You know, you write up a policy that it's going to be restricted. Okay.
Well, I tell you what I say is
And once it starts,
as the superintendent, you know,
yeah,
because nobody knows better than him.
absolutely.
I don't want to give him permission to
I
do it as he sees fit.
But we gotta make an announcement to the public too.
I can handle that though. I can handle the staff side of announcements and everything.
Well, then I'm gonna make a motion to give John the authority to ration water as he sees fit for 2021 summer season. Right?
That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
I'll second that motion for one.
Yeah.
I personally, I think if you get to the point where you have to do it, and make it consistent. If you start at, let's say, middle of July, you run into a problem for one weekend. I think if you implement it, it's gonna be easier if you implement it through August or through Labor Day. Once it's in place, you don't mess with it. It's good this week, you not have that weekend.
I agree. Yeah.
Start it and it's in place.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
No, I
that's,
agree.
yeah.
But not saying this is gonna happen. I'm not there yet. I'm just trying to anticipate, you know, what could possibly happen. I didn't want the board for me to go do something and go, what's going on? And I just wanted to come and, you know, we got a 4th of July on a Sunday, you know, after this pandemic, and I'm a little worried, you know, we'll see what happens.
I think Monday's gonna be your bigger issue than Sunday.
Oh, yeah, it's a long weekend. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
John, is there any, have you ever done any of these proactive, to maybe just gently recommend that people proactively reduce their water use so that you can maybe limit the impact if you do that?
I was thinking about doing like a bulletin board post type of thing.
Put a note in the bill or?
Or note in the bill. We always put a note in the bill for this next upcoming cycle to say the allocation season is beginning, make sure, know your, there's always a note saying, watch your water usage, basically. I don't know what it says, but to me, it says, watch your water usage, allocation season starting, be aware that, you'll get penalized if you go over, so. But we could put a better note
I would
about
be proactive.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
that. Yeah, instead of coming down with the hammer and saying,
Exactly.
yeah, I like that.
So motion is made and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
All right, so next item on the agenda is water financials and aging.
And again, it
looks good.
always looks good this time of year. Particularly on the water company, we brought in a lot more revenue than we thought we would for this year, obviously. But I'm happy to take any questions.
Operations.
Break a record. When we thought it was going to be nothing. Anyway, just quick. Boylan Fogarty did 2 taps on Dodge Street for the Grow Van, a 4-inch and a 6-inch. The line has been brought just kind of underneath the sidewalk for the time being, and in the fall they'll do the rest of it. It's just the place is opening and everything. I was happy about it because it was going to be really rushed, and that's the last thing you want to do. So that's been pushed off for the fall, but the road work, similar to like Heidi Lane, has been completed. They're off the road. They're on there to their property at this point. Other than that, this is Billy Young, our new hire's first, second week this week. It's going very well. I have good aspirations for him. Very happy to have him on board. Other than that, we kind of spoke last time. The project is completed, except for the final micro mill and paving, which is huge. It's nice. Boylan Fogarty is gone, and they will be back, from what I understand, in October to get the road straightened back out. Other than that, you guys,
same company to do that?
I think D'Ambra is going to do it.
Okay.
Because I think they did a
They did a
great
nice
job.
job.
I think it was some of the best paving I've seen on there
Yes.
myself. But yes, I believe D'Ambra is going to be doing, and then we'll be doing Pilot Hill at the same time. Pilot Hill's getting the repave.
Okay.
So there won't be a seam. They're just going to go right up and do it all at once, which will be nice. It's not going to be 2 different companies. And widen the road by 2 feet.
I don't care about widening the road, but roads are getting to be pretty tough shape.
Yeah. So other than that, I did some compliance things with some new acts and stuff like that. But other than that, you guys don't have any questions, I'm good.
Okay. Any questions? All right, I believe as far as item 13 and 14, there's no updates currently?
No updates currently.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make a motion to be, or is there any public comment for anyone? We're limited public. Okay, motion to adjourn,
Motion to adjourn.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Done.
Thank you for our first in-person meeting in
Very nice.
Hybrid meeting, hybrid meeting.
In 11
We got you out of here
months,
before
July.
Are you gonna collect these?
I'm familiar with the movie, I've not seen it.
So when we recycle